Good morning, everyone. Today back with Harry Potter and the Hallows by J.K. Rowling. As I'm finished at page 159, let's continue. I don't understand you, creature, he said finally. Voldemort tried to kill you. Regulus died to bring Voldemort down, but you were still happy to betray Sirius to Voldemort? You were happy to go to Narcissa and Bellatrix and pass information to Voldemort through them? Harry, Creature doesn't think like that, said Hermione, wiping her eyes on the back of her hand. He's a slave. House elves are used to bear. Even brutal treatment. What Voldemort did to a creature wasn't that far out of the common way. What do wizards' wars mean to an elf-like creature? He's loyal to people who are kind to him, and Mrs. Black must have been. And Regulus certainly was, so he served them willingly and protected their beliefs. I know that what you're going to say, she went on as Harry began to protest. That Regulus changed his mind, but he doesn't seem to have explained to Creature, does he? And I think I know why. Creature and Regulus's family were all safer if they kept all the pure bloodline. Regulus was trying to protect them all. Sirius was horrible to Creature, Harry, and it's no good looking like that. You know it's true. Creature had been alone for a long time when Sirius came to live here, and he was probably starving for a bit of affection. I'm sure Miss Kissy and Miss Bella were perfectly lovely to Creature when he turned up, so he did win them a favor and told them everything they wanted to know. I've said all along that wizards would pay for how they treat house elves. Well, Voldemort did, and so did Sirius. Harry did not retort, as he watched Creature sobbing on the floor. He remembered that Dumbledore had said to him how mere hours after Sirius's death, I do not think Sirius, however, saw Creature as being with feeling as acute as mere humans. Creature, said Harry after a while, when you feel up to it, please sit up. It was several minutes before Creature hiccuped and himself into silence. Then he pushed himself into a sitting position again, rubbing his knuckles into his eyes like a small child. Creature, I'm going to ask you to do something, said Harry. He glanced at Hermione for assistance. He wanted to give the order kindly, but at the same time he could not pretend that it was not an order. However, the change in his tone seemed to have gained her approval. She smiled encouragingly. Creature, I want you, please, to go and find Mundungus Fletcher. We need to find out where Master Regulus's locket is. It's really important. We want to finish the work Master Regulus started. We want to ensure that he didn't die in vain. Creature dropped his feet and looked up at Harry. Find Mundungus Fletcher, he croaked, and bring him here to Grimmauld Place, said Harry. Do you think you could do that for us? As Creature nodded and got to his feet, Harry had a sudden inspiration. He pulled out Hagrid's purse and took out the fake Horcrux, the substitute locket, in which Regulus had replaced the note to Voldemort. Creature, I'd like you to have it, he said, pressing the locket into the elf's hand. This belonged to Regulus, and I'm sure he'd want you to have it as a token and gratitude for what you... Overkill, mate, said Ron, as the elf took one look at the locket, let out a hell of shock and misery, and threw him back on the ground. It took them nearly half an hour to calm down the Creature, who was so overcome to be presented with the Black family heirloom for his very own that he was too weak at the knees to stand properly. When finally he was able to totter a few steps, they all accompanied him to his cupboard, watching him tuck up the locket safely in his dirty blankets, and assure him that they would make its protection the first priority while he was away. He then made 2 low bows to Harry and Ron, and gave a funny little spans to Hermione's direction that might have been an attempt at a respectful salute before the separating with a usual loud crack. Well, I think we'll leave it here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll leave it on page 161 on chapter 11, The Bride.